I started when I was 4 years old, I believe. My older brother, there was a pretty big age gap between us at 7.5 years. So growing up with him, always going to his games, um, I really just wanted to be like my big brother. So, he played football his whole life. And so being around that environment, I was obviously just wanting to follow in his footsteps. So the first year I had the chance to play, my mom signed me up. So yeah, since 4 years old and then until now. Football in college was probably some of the best years of football that I've experienced this far. Simply because our first year, that was a COVID year, so we weren't really able to be on campus. So I only had 3 seasons at my university. So at Soka University, I played from my sophomore year to senior year. And since it's an NAIA program, it was a smaller school. I was able to make some friends that I'll have for the rest of my life. On top of that, the football itself, it was a good level, and I really wanted to look for a school that, gave me good opportunities to play, having a lot of playing time and whatnot. And that was like the perfect school for me. It was only an hour away from where I grew up. So growing up there and then, having to move somewhere else was, a different experience, but at least it was pretty close to home. So that did play a factor as well. But at the university, we were supported very well by the rest of the school, by the athletic program, and we got to travel around the West Coast of the U.S. and it was just it was a great experience. It was a great experience being able to help kind of build up the program that they have right now at the school. And yeah, so kind of being a part, setting the program off on the right foot, because in the past couple of years they've been doing very well ever since my senior year. So being a part of that and kind of being able to leave a legacy is something I'm very proud of. So yeah. Yeah, I was recruited to play for my university. So I went to a couple ID camps and played in some tournaments, and a few coaches were at the matches watching and scouting. I had a little bit of interest from other schools in Division 2, Division 3, but like I said, something I was looking for was a school where I would get playing time, from the start, and it's very competitive in the U.S. for college football. So when I visited this school, Soka University of America, the coaches told me their plan for me and what they wanted to do with me, and how what my role would be in the program. I knew that was a good fit. So yeah, I got recruited with a scholarship. Yeah. It was very difficult being a student athlete, especially I did want to get good grades. So my parents made that a very big point that if I, not to waste the opportunity of getting this education, and so might as well go all the way and get good grades while I'm at it. So it was very stressful at times, especially during the season. We would end training 7 p.m. Our cafeteria closes at 7:30, so you got to rush there. And then after that, you have all the homework that we had to do. And so It was a lot, especially with 8 a.m. classes. Sometimes the next day, sleeping at 2 a.m., finding time to nap, was a big part. Um, but at the same time, it's the difficulty of being a student athlete is like what makes you love being a student athlete. It's more of a pleasure to be able to feel that that type of stress because I was still able to do what I love in playing football while getting a good education. So at the end of the day, I was very blessed. Current season of PFL 2025-2026 is my second season as a pro, and so my first season was last year. I played for Maharlika FC, and it's been a great experience. Right after graduating from uni, I moved over here and have been here ever since. So it's been a great experience, playing football, living in a different country, especially the country where my family's from. And yeah. We have a pretty veteran player on our team, Nano Amita. He's been a great help to me. He's been a big mentor, especially with his experience. He has national team experience. He's played in Asian Champions League, So in training, he's always there to help us with our technical skills, any advice in that way, tactically, helping us keep the right mindset, helping us keep focus as he's our captain. So he's done very well to connect with everybody on the team, and me especially, being a young player, it's really nice to be able to learn from somebody with that much experience. So yeah. Oh, he said he could beat me. That's crazy. I'm way faster than him, to be honest. I have a lower center of gravity. He's a little taller, so I think he moves a little funny in my opinion. So respectfully. So I do think 1v1 in either way, attacking and defending, I'm beating him easily for sure. Why did I choose to be a defender? I actually didn't choose to be a defender. So growing up, I was always a center mid, and towards the end of high school, my academy team, they decided to play me at right back for the last season. And the reasoning was because of the physicality. I'm not super tall, and that's what they wanted in the 6 and 8 position. And when I moved to right back, I actually enjoyed it a lot. It was a lot more fun for me, being able to be challenged 1v1 and also have the license to attack up and down the wing. So I found it was just like I was playing center mid, at the same time, doing the same things, but just as a fullback. And ever since then, I stuck with being a defender, and I've really enjoyed playing this position, especially with modern football. A lot of fullbacks are kind of inverting into the central positions. So having been a part of programs that use those tactics have been, it's been nice because it's like I'm fulfilling both positions that that I really enjoy playing. So yeah. Ooh, that's a good question. I've always wanted to. I don't know if I'd want to face him, to be honest, but to play against him would be an amazing experience. Neymar, for sure. Just the way he plays, the flair that he has, the speed, the way he dribbles so effortlessly, it's amazing. So to answer your question, I don't know if I'd necessarily want to face him, but that would be amazing. I've only been number 3 since the beginning of uni, my uni career, and that's because my older brother, was always number 3. Ever since he was a kid, he was always number 3. And a big reason why I even still play football to this day and know everything that I do know is because of my older brother. So, he's a coach right now. I'm sure he wishes he could still be playing as well. And obviously be playing pro. And so being able to be in this position where I'm the one playing pro after learning from him my whole life, it felt only right to kind of have this, pay some, respects to my older bro. I love that guy. So he really has taught me everything. Yeah. That's a good question. I believe, there's a lot of different things I could be doing. First and foremost, I am currently studying for a master's program, an online master's program for strength and conditioning. That is something that I'm really passionate about, especially having had 2 knee surgeries when I was in high school. It was almost a year and a half total of recovery and physical therapy. And, having those experiences, it made me realize how important, having proper S&C is, even in high school, even in middle school. It's important to, if, as an athlete, to make it to the next level, you have to be durable. So, that's something that, after my football career, I would love to, partake in and be able to give other athletes, youth athletes particularly, kind of set the foundation for them to never get injured like I did and never have to, kind of go through what I did. On a more lighthearted note, I would say, I'm not the best golfer, but if I wasn't playing football, maybe I'd just be playing golf all the time, I don't cook a lot at my house right now, but like I said, if I wasn't playing football, maybe I'd cook so much that I could become a chef. I think that would be really cool, being a chef. And I fully ruptured my left patellar tendon during a tune-up match, and so it was just an insane experience. It all happened so quickly. It was the plant and twist, and then everybody around me said that they could just hear how loud the pop was, and I looked down and my kneecap is probably an inch or 2 above where it's supposed to be. Sorry to get graphic, but yeah, so being 15 years old and then having to get surgery within 24 hours of that happening, it's all a blur at this point now, having been pretty long ago now. But yeah, with that injury, I was out, I think 9 months. Yeah, 9 months. It was crazy having, a full leg cast, a wheelchair for, 2 months, then crutches, then finally, it was so much, especially very overwhelming for, a 15-year-old, that's trying to get to the next level. But I'm glad with, proper physical therapy and strengthening, I'm here where I am today, so it's great. It's not as hard as, being a student athlete in person. My master's program is fully online. Just have to do everything by the deadlines, and it's honestly helped me feel more productive throughout my days, because before I started the program, it was kind of felt like I go to the gym, train, come home, and then kind of like do nothing, basically. So, having the master's now, it's helped me feel more productive, and I'm getting more done throughout my days, and and I'm also doing something that's that would benefit me in the future. Setting myself up for my life after football. So yeah. Number one is for sure Messi. Number two, Ronaldo. You have to give it to him, of course. And then number three, Ronaldinho, for sure. Those are my three top players, 100%.
Thank you for watching.